Hey, welcome to the Wisconsin Drunken History Podcast. We are your hosts, Eric Sturgeon.
And I'm Russell Sari.
This podcast is about all things Wisconsin, history, music, culture, and beer. Although we don't often use strong language, the content is not intended for young audiences, so listener discretion is advised.
If you love the bluegrass music you hear in this intro, please check out Dang It's from Madison, Wisconsin by visiting their website, dang-its.com. Now on to the show.
All right, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Wisconsin Drunken History Podcast, your weekly dose of the Dairy State. We are your hosts, Eric Sturgeon.
And I'm Russ Sari.
This week we have another controversial topic, if you can believe that. The birthplace of the ice cream sundae.
Oof, that's hot.
That is.
That's a hot topic,
That's
baby.
hot. That's hot fudge. We also have Wisconsin music from Hot by Ziggy. Also hot.
Woo!
By Ziggy. Another beer review. We have another edition of How Many Locos You Had, of course.
Awesome.
And a special interview, a very special interview.
Oh, yeah.
Adam from Horseshoes and Hand Grenades. As always, please remember to subscribe, rate, review, share, comment. Honestly, this really small favor will really help support us and help us to keep growing in this independent podcast game, right? There's a million other podcasts you could listen to, but none of them are about this state.
I mean, we fund this thing pretty much 100%, to be honest.
I mean, hey, out of our own pockets, because of the love of this information that we have, this is what we do. Honestly, without any further ado, let's go ahead and get the scoop on the ice cream sundae.
Holy dad jokes. All right, here we go. So here is the story from the Wisconsin side, and I want to begin here to put out the original story as told in Two Rivers, Wisconsin. So the story goes that in 1881 in Two Rivers, Wisconsin druggist Edward C. Berners, druggist, not a pothead, all right? Let's be honest.
Drugger.
He's a pharmacist back
Wisconsin drug dealer, doer.
He owned Ed Berners' ice cream parlor and was asked by patron George Hallauer for an ice cream soda. Due to it being Sabbath Sunday, Mr. Berners composed and put ice cream in a dish and poured chocolate syrup on top. Ed, who then also sampled the dish, liked it so much that he began to feature it as an ice cream with syrup for the same price as a dish of ice cream, which at the time was only cost a nickel and was only sold on Sundays.
Woo!
So the story of the Sundae comes from a 10-year-old girl who came in, and she insisted that having that dish of ice cream with the quote, with stuff on top. And they joked, let's pretend it's Sunday. After that, it was sold on all days of the week instead of Sunday due to it, being, and that's how the name came about. So Sunday,
right?
The DAE version.
And the uneducated person who spelled it didn't really know how to spell Sunday, and
yeah, it was a little bit of an education loss.
Just kidding, guys. There is no story about that.
And Ed placed an order for new dishes that came in like the banana or canoe shape.
Yeah.
Which is the Sundae dish, which we know today, actually. If you go to like an old school diner, that's what they're going to serve you, a Sundae, in a banana.
There's like 3 scoops of vanilla ice cream going down the center, a couple of cherries, some hot fudge, maybe a little bit of walnut.
Oh, yeah. A little banana in there. There's
that pecan.
A little phallic fruit.
Do I even know what the hell nuts are? Is it pecan? What are the ones with the ridges?
Walnut?
Is that a walnut?
I think it's a walnut. I think you're good.
Son of a bitch.
I'm nuts for nuts, dude.
I am absolutely crazy for those nuts.
So the ice cream shop was open all the way up until 1927. It is now the Washington House in Two Rivers, who put an ice cream parlor where you can still go and enjoy this fabulous ice cream dish. In 1973, a historical monument was erected in honor of the state's first. However, the controversy comes in when Ed Berners would have only been 18 in 1881. So not out of the question, but a little questionable.
I mean, before we get too deep here, I'm just going to tell you, when did you get your first job?
I mean, I was 14. I worked at McAdee's.
Same with me. I was 14, and I was doing bagging and grocery grocery bagging and retrieving carts at Frank's.
Yeah, so, I mean, it's definitely possible.
I'm just saying that, dude, back then, kids were not kids. They were grown-ass adults, for crying out loud.
I mean, either way,
You
look
think
at
he
it.
couldn't scoop ice cream?
Oh, right. And I mean, who knows? We don't know the background of his family. They could have funded the ice cream parlor and,
Right.
his pharmacy. We don't know. So here's our toughest competitor here. We're talking about Ithaca, New York. And we're gonna tell you their story so you can kind of judge for yourself. And you make the decision. Obviously, we know our decision. We're Wisconsinites, dude, through and through, hands down. We'll always back Ascani.
Yeah.
Let's be honest here.
1,000%.
So Ithaca, New York's claim came on April 3rd of 1892 after a Unitarian church service. Reverend James M. Scott paid a visit to a local pharmacy called Platt and Colt in the downtown area. After church service, he was looking for some sort of refreshment along with the store owner Chester C. Platt. Platt asked his fountain server, DeForest Christians, for 2 bowls of ice cream. Instead of just the scoops of vanilla, he made a special concoction topped with candied cherries and cherry syrup. The two loved this dish so much they dubbed it the Cherry Sundae, spelt as Sunday, by the way, the week Sunday.
Right.
As it was Sunday church service, which led them into the parlor. So the thing with Ithaca is they have extensive documentation and formation of this in 1892. The city can pinpoint the day and time this event occurred. They tried to state that Ithaca is the birthplace of the Sundae. They have a ledger of the sale at the time when they went in there to buy this concoction, stating Cherry Sundae for 10 cents served at Platt and Coles, which is featured in the news as well during this time period. So they filed for a patent and trademark protection on March 23rd, 1894. So there is a lot of evidence and why they are kind of, Two Rivers' biggest competitor here.
Yeah.
But there are many others in the run who have tried to claim this. Our FIB neighbors to the south, Evanston, Illinois in 1890, Buffalo, New York in 1889, another southern FIB, Plainfield, Illinois in 1890 also tried to claim this. And there are many others, and we didn't want to go over them, but these two are the ones that are the most documented and probably the two that are within the time period to be the first ice cream sundae. And as we said before, we are biased, so Wisconsin's always number one in
You're
our
going to
eyes.
tell me that the dairy state didn't first scoop a fucking sundae?
Right.
Come on, Ithaca,
dude,
New York?
they have no grippers. They have no milkers. They have no udders.
I mean, I can't even believe that this is they clearly photoshopped everything that they did. The receipt, the stupid news article.
Yeah.
It's fake.
It is really tough, and I'm going to be honest with you. I'm going to side with Wisconsin, but the evidence is very good for Ithaca. And I'm just saying that as somebody who coming in, if I was trying to be a biased source here and not, obviously I'm Wisconsin, dude. Packers, Bucks, Brewers, no matter what, Admirals, no matter what they do and how bad they are, I love them.
Yes, obviously I'm biased as well. I will not, as a journalist here, as we are, a respected news organization, a Wisconsin Drunken History.
Breaking news.
Of course, I'm biased. I'm not going to try to ignore the fact that I'm from here and that I love everything Wisconsin. But the idea that here's the thing. They went a little overboard. Ithaca, that being who I'm considering they at this point, they went a little overboard, and they said,
"Yeah.
Oh, here's this receipt of a purchase, and here's a news article stating that this same drug person served up a sundae with cherry. Yeah, see, I told you. And here's our patent. Really?
Yeah, for
All
sure.
Right. Well, let me go into my laundry room over here, and let me go ahead and draw up some documents that say it happened in Two Rivers, Wisconsin, instead.
So I'm going to conclude the story here, and this is the weird part here. So this became known as the Sundae Wars, and it actually was labeled. If you look up Sundae Wars, you're going to probably see these two competitors in the running. And they were ongoing arguments between the two cities. However, in 2006, Two Rivers cited a cease and desist letter to Ithaca to stop the claim as it is untrue. And if you want to see the entire letter, you got to check out our social media. We always post really cool things, videos, pictures, so you can see this actual letter that they sent. And They wanted them to stop the claim of the birthplace of the ice cream sundae, as they still tried to keep this claim. And it's completely untrue, and Two Rivers backs it. It's not true. But due to this great invention of Sundae, and which is why we bring up Berner's Ice Cream Shop, it's because of all the great things that have came out of this great Wisconsin invention, including the banana splits, parfaits, Knickerbocker glories, all the toppings and ice creams of everything in between, Husker-doos, Husker-don'ts, with or without the scooter stick, baby.
Yeah, with or without the scooter stick.
So, yeah, and I mean, what do you think of this, Eric? I mean, obviously, like I said, it's hard to be not biased because we love this. Dude, we're in the Cheddar Curtain. You know what?
Cheddar Curtain.
You stay out of the Cheddar Curtain. It's like
Holy
the Soviet
moly.
Union with a little bit of cheese there, yeah. We got the Mars Castle defending us here. We got some archers shooting the old Kurds at these fibs that come over, you know?
Yeah, clearly, we are the dairy state. You got to have milk in order to make it.
Right.
Pretty sure that was us.
Need Nutter. I don't have Nutter.
We also have Nestle. So I'm just saying, it sounds like it makes a whole lot of sense, and that's what I'm going with.
Cool. Well, that's going to conclude our episode, but stay tuned.
All right, now on to our Wisconsin music segment. Of course, we have a hot band called Hot by Ziggy, and let me tell you right now, this is a hot track.
It's good.
This will make you want to be in a hot tub. Or other things that
Pina colada in hand.
Yeah. So this totally reminds me of like 311, Sublime-ish.
Yeah, you got that reggae ska vibe, maybe that like a little upstroking guitar.
Upstroke, yeah.
It sounds like really cool stuff. It's cool. It's from our state. You get that little tropical feel in the cold winter here.
Absolutely. This thing, hey, it's like, as we're recording this right now, it's the coldest day of the year. It was like -10 was like our high today. So this thing, it's called Let Down Your Hair. It will absolutely get you a little bit more warm. It'll bring some sort of positivity to your body. So again, without further ado, this is Hot by Ziggy, Let Down Your Hair.
Come set you free, and I know we got a long way to go, yeah. When life gives you lemons, you give them a squeeze, but you push them away, say don't bother me, please. And I know we got a long way to go, yeah. When you need a break, 'cause life is rough, you keep your chin up, girl, you know that you are tough to see. Losing sight of what's in front of me. And don't take yourself so serious. When I say now, ooh, let down your hair. My love is all around you, and never be scared. Ooh, let down your hair. My love is all around you, and never be scared. Go, yeah. Oh, running around that town for that shit you don't need. is all around you, and never be scared. Ooh, let down your hair. My love is all around you, and never be scared.
All right. That again was Hot by Ziggy. Let Down Your Hair. Stupid good music from these guys. Go follow them on Instagram and check out their Facebook. Check them out Spotify, YouTube, iTunes, the whole nine. They're great. Now on to a beer review. Of course, you probably had no idea that was coming, but none of us did. We didn't see it happen.
No one could see this.
We didn't
coming,
even know.
No. Oof.
So, you may remember from a previous episode, we had a beer called Fuck COVID
2.0.
And now we're bringing you Ale Asylum Fuck COVID Pilsner Edition. Yeah, so the original one was actually a hazy ale, hazy pale ale, something like
hazy
that.
IPA or something.
Great beer. This one is a little bit on like the take a step back side. Like let's not
for sure
ruin your night with taking too many beers to the gut.
Right. I mean, you got the 4% Pilsner in this one, so you're a lot lighter than your pale ale IPA range. And unlike the previous beer, the other one was black and green, right? So the V was green, the background was black. This one is a white background with a red V, but it's still fuck COVID.
Yeah,
Pilsner,
absolutely.
4.4%.
We don't want you to get confused. The message here is still
fuck COVID.
Fuck the
I'm
pandemic.
Sick of this
COVID.
shit.
Coronavirus.
Sick of being in my house. Fucking, I'm losing it here.
I'm losing my shit. All right.
I'm kind of getting.
And this beer.
I'm getting a little fucky.
And let me tell you right now, this beer, it really helps me get through it.
Oh, you know what? If it wasn't for beer, and I hate to say this because I'm not an alcoholic, but if it wasn't for beer, I don't know how sane I would be, to be honest with you here.
Yeah, and here's the thing. I guess there's different stages of things in your life. Hey, beer is just the adult version of like video games or something like that. Like, if it weren't for video games, I don't know how the hell I would have gotten through my teens, or something like that. But
dude, as as we get older, like, what are you gonna do for your pain? Here's what you got. You got Tylenol, beer, opiates, the extreme end of things.
Wipe softer,
heroin. Wipe softer. I don't know what that does, but it might do something good for you.
It doesn't rip you up as much.
But honestly, if it's probably it's some legal version of a painkiller, to be honest with you. You can't let anything.
Which they did try to make illegal.
Yeah, they did multiple times.
Yep. Yeah.
And you know what?
Beer's great.
If you can maintain yourself on liquor and beer, good for you.
I don't think there's anything wrong with having a nice ale.
No, not at all.
To cure your ailments.
I mean, just think about it. Like, if you're having a really rough day at work, you got to come home. Kids, they want to play toys. You got a lot of things going on. What's not better than having one beer to just chill out and just relax and let everything go?
Well, and you sort of lose the ability to have that like dopamine effect from things as a kid, from childhood.
For sure.
Getting a new toy. Oh man, just absolutely euphoric. How about you have a beer as a 20-year-old, and then all of a sudden you're like, holy shit, this just opened up a whole new world of things for me to do right now and ways for me to feel and cope and whatever. Coping is probably not a great idea.
Yeah.
Then you cross the line.
Or if you like have some really deep traumas or something you're trying to cover up with alcohol, not a good idea. That's when you're going to get addicted to the liquor,
But they make other things
Jim Leahy.
that help,
You're going to go Jim Leahy, Trailer Park Supervisor. Blue Snurf, piss in your pants. Like, you might hit that level.
Who hasn't pooped their pants, all right?
Hey, I'm not judging here. Yeah, either way. One or two.
One or two.
But you know what? This beer, like,
I love it.
Like the last one, it's not gimmicky. It's really good. It's tasty.
They're putting
well crafted. Who doesn't love the message here?
Yeah.
Fuck COVID.
And honestly,
I'm sick of it.
They're putting a fun message on a great product anyway. So like they would have brewed this beer regardless of a pandemic. They would have brewed this beer and then they would have called it like, you know, awesome beer, whatever. I don't want to come up with a new name for them, but I mean, regardless of what COVID was or, you know, is, they would have done something like this anyway. Ale Asylum comes out with fantastic beers.
Oh, dude, hell yeah.
All the damn time.
Charlie Barron's Keep Her Moving. I mean, there's
exactly.
I mean, there's so many good ones.
Speaking of Charlie Barron's.
Yeah, we actually have a really cool interview later on where we talk to somebody who kind of knows Charlie pretty well.
Yeah. This is honestly just a great beer. Ale Asylum.
Check it out,
you can never
please.
go wrong. Definitely grab something from them off of your neighborhood grocery or liquor store shelves. All right, here we are. Another How Many Locos You At? This is ridiculous.
Eric, I think this is the most tame How Many Locos intro you've done, to be honest.
The only reason why we kept it as tame as we did, or I did rather, was because the information we have here is redonkulous.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy.
Stupid. So let's just jump right in.
Sure.
The individual is 44 years old.
Okay. And good to know.
He is charged with third offense, drinking and driving, so OWI, operating motor vehicle while intoxicated, reckless driving, operating while suspended, driving against traffic, and driving on a sidewalk. More later in the story. Here we are, more in the story. So Madison police responded to the report of a subject driving his vehicle up the exterior stairs of the Wisconsin State Capitol building. Yes, the Wisconsin State Capitol building that is in Madison, Wisconsin. And also they added in against traffic. I thought to myself, what kind of traffic is going up and down those stairs? I believe what they mean is that the road directly against those the stairs would be going in the opposite direction, so they figured he had to have been traveling against traffic on a one-way street, because you know all the streets down by the Capitol are weird.
One-ways, wraparounds, kind of circles,
no traffic,
right?
Foot traffic only, pedestrian, you know, all that shit. So officers arrived to find that the individual was intoxicated. Witnesses stated that the individual had driven up the steps and around the exterior landing platform of the Capitol building.
There's
which
like a
is
decent amount of stairs.
Stupid nuts.
There's
also trees.
There's trees and a decent amount of stairs on that. I don't know how you could do that on the platform, no less.
And the platform, no less.
So let's say when you get up, when you go into the grounds, there's like 6 stairs up to the next level. There's like 6 more stairs. Then there's like 12 stairs up to the platform up by the Capitol.
6 homeless people on benches, by trees.
This is just not a good idea.
A horrible idea.
In Madison, where there's cameras everywhere on that area too.
I would imagine that there's at least like 10 businesses that have partial bits and pieces of this on camera.
Right.
So the individual eventually parked his vehicle after driving against traffic and was contacted by the Madison police. Once the investigation was complete, the individual was arrested for third offense, operating motor vehicle while intoxicated, and also was then transported to the Dane County Jail, where, here we are.
So
the incident happened on January 17th of this year, so 2021. And this was approximately 11 minutes after midnight.
So we really got to break this one down. I mean, to be that messed up to drive on the Capitol stairs, this may be a higher one. This may be a higher one.
You're absolutely correct, because the amount of alcohol in your system in order to be driving anything like that by the Capitol it has to be up there.
So we got age.
He's blackout drunk for sure. 100%.
We got age.
Yeah.
We got driving on the tier of the Capitol. So that means he went up a few other stairs too. Or he went up the side on the grass. But that's steep.
Yeah.
So he at least went up like 6 to 8 stairs, maybe possibly more.
I think the big key here is we're talking about
He's from the area.
Yeah. So
which
we're
is
talking
crazy.
about a 44-year-old Madison man and third offense OWI. I could easily go to CCAP and try to find out what year his other offenses are.
Mm-hmm.
He's 44. I'm assuming that they're probably a distance in the past.
Yeah, and they might
20
be.
years, probably minimum. But the point is, in 2021, this incident happening on January 17th, 2021, 2020 was rough on every single one of us.
Right.
I'm not excusing his actions. He's absolutely stupid for driving drunk. But let's just say right now, it's been a rugged year. He's 17 days after New Year. This guy's probably just like had it, went out, partied,
Maybe, yeah.
let loose, right?
Right.
Maybe the first time he let loose in approximately March 15th, the second week of March is when everything just kind of went to hell in 2020.
Right.
So he hasn't been out and about, I'm assuming, in like almost a full calendar year. I'm not trying to excuse his actions again, but let's just say that maybe this was the first time he had that. Maybe that was the first time he had consumed that amount of alcohol in a public setting, and obviously behind the wheel of the vehicle in that amount of time.
Oh man.
I'm saying right now, he's definitely blackout drunk, as I
For
stated
sure.
before.
I mean, if you can't see the road, you
And
are
you're driving upstairs. You're
Yeah,
driving
yeah.
up hills and trees, and
Dude, maybe
Yeah.
he just went out for a lap dance, which led to a crap pants, which led to Kim getting kicked out of a strip club, which led to him driving home when he was fucked up.
he forgot where his home was and thought that it was the Capitol.
So, what's your
I live
initial
in this
take?
castle.
This is a higher one for me, and I'm gonna state it, but you state yours first before I state mine.
How about on 3, we state ours?
Okay.
Okay.
Yep.
3. Wait. What did I say? On 3?
Whatever. We'll just rock this one out. We've had a few fuck COVIDs, so hey.
I'm telling you right now. So I'm gonna say 3, 2, 1.
All right.
And then we're just gonna say our local level.
Let's do it.
All right. 3, 2, 1, 16.
20.
Okay.
So you want to meet in the middle and go 18 loco?
I think we have to.
Let's meet in the middle there, because I literally think he's up there. He's blackout drunk. Like, this is beyond
Yeah.
the point of doing funny, crazy stuff. It's like
I
messed
think
up.
he's just really like, oops. I got really hammered, and man, it's my third oops, and I didn't mean to. It's been, 15 years since my last or something like that. Again, I don't know that it's been 15 years, but I'm just assuming at his age that it's probably been a while since his last. And he was just trying to go out for, his like sanity. Like, I need to go out and drink in a public setting for my sanity. It's, 2021. I haven't gone out in like almost a year. So
Let's sound the gavel at 18.
20 for you, 16 for me.
Abs
Meet
are
in the
out.
split, 18.
18, sound the gavel. So today we're here with Adam from Horseshoes and Hand Grenades. Adam, how are you doing?
Hey, I'm good, man. Morning coffee here.
Right now, we got the morning beer coffee.
We're
so
sucking down brewskis.
Oh, are you really?
you got to start
Yeah.
early. Hey.
Well, yeah, you can't drink all day if you don't start in the morning. It's true.
That
You
is
know,
true.
We're drinking.
I got lit up like a Christmas bush myself last night.
Hell
nice. Yeah, me too, actually. We're
it's always a little harsh to go ahead and hop right back on the horse
when you're a little
when you've been bent over the cauldron.
Not all heroes wear capes.
Yeah, that's true.
right on. So we're gonna ask you, how did you get into bluegrass? I know it's so cool, it's making a comeback in the state, and we just wanted to hear your story.
Well, there's been kind of a rich history of bluegrass in the state of Wisconsin, dating back to this kind of crazy festival that happened called Mole Lake, and that was like in the 70s and 80s. And some of the biggest acts at that time, from Bill Monroe, the Follower of Bluegrass, to Nitty Gritty Dirt Band and Newgrass Revival and John Hartford. They all played up there at Mole Lake. So it's kind of, there's bluegrass roots in Scotty.
Awesome.
And I got into it probably via my brother. He had, you steal your brother's CDs,
Yep.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
He's 8 years older than me, and I apparently stole the right discs and found myself listening to some old early Yonder Mountain String Band shows.
Nice.
And from there I just kind of utilized my local library here, the Portage County Library.
Awesome.
Got all kinds of CDs from there, and then by coincidence a early music teacher over at the middle school was into bluegrass, and he actually taught a week of bluegrass history. So it's a bunch of small things that lead you down that road.
That's so cool. I know. I wish I had a brother like yours, because I got introduced pretty much in the 80s hair metal.
Yeah,
so.
I was just going to say, your brother was basically into Spice Girls or something, right?
Oh, man, that was a British sensation, baby. Get out of here, Eric, with that.
They're pretty good, but,
What was your favorite Spice Girl? Come on, be honest here.
Well, that was Baby Spice.
Oh, yeah, she was smoking.
I'm
or
in on
Victoria, too. I liked Victoria. She was a little grumpy, but...
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
Was that Posh?
I
Who the hell
I
was
think
Victoria?
it was I don't know. I think it was the one married to Beckham.
He's gonna drop the real name of the person. We're all like Sporty Baby.
I'm dropping the real name.
Ginger,
We're getting sued now. We're done.
Rugged Spice.
Rugged
Time.
Spice.
Rosemary.
Man, there should be a bluegrass Spice Girls cover band. How is that not?
Oh, there has to be.
It's unbelievable.
Yeah.
There hasn't been a picking on the Spice Girls yet.
Well, I'll tell you what. I'm going to go ahead and start it here at Project Cape Studio. We're going to go ahead and get that thing kicked off.
If you want to be my
that is
lover.
that's an entrepreneurial idea right there.
The Nice Girls.
Yeah.
That's what we're calling it. All right, so yeah, so about Horseshoes and Hand Grenades, when did you guys get a start? And how'd you guys meet?
Well, we were all going to school, actually. I coincidentally, as we talk on Super Bowl Sunday, I was into football, and, I played some college football, and I met Sam Oden at, our university centers by coincidence, because he just seemed like a kind of a crazy guy, which he is. And we hit it off, and I quit the football team, and he had met the other guys on campus too, not long before then, and introduced us all, and we just became buddies really, and started, playing some local things, house parties, and stuff
cool.
at the college, and that's kind of how we were born, from just, raging house parties and picking there, and then there was this place called Northland Ballroom that held a bluegrass open mic, and somewhere in there we started going there on Wednesday nights, and then realized hey, somebody's gonna hit a deer. This is 30 minutes outside of Point, and it's not a great idea. We're college kids. I don't even think we're of age yet.
Yeah.
And it dawns on us things are gonna get weird if we don't figure out a different way of doing this. So I end up hiring this bus company to stop downtown on Wednesday nights at 7:00 and pick up herds of college kids and drive them to this bar. And
That's awesome.
It was great, man. You'd have a backpack of beers. Everybody would just be getting lit up on the bus ride to this bar, and it was hilarious too, because like I said, it's hard to believe even half of the people were of age.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely.
No one ever got in trouble. Everything went just fine. But, you look back, you're like, can't believe that worked.
As soon as somebody's story starts with, I had my first beer at 21, I've checked out. I know that story's going to be
yeah.
awful, and that person's, I don't know, too straight-laced for me.
Yeah.
I mean, if it starts with, I got on a bus and I was 15 and I was sucking beers out of a Sendix bag or something, I'm like, all right, you know what? This guy's somebody I want to talk to.
Yeah. Well, Sam, who I already referenced here, the bass player for Horseshoes, we've been going and playing there all the time. And he was the youngest in Horseshoes. And, it's probably been years that we've been playing there, and Sam's been drinking there. And then, we celebrated his 21st birthday there.
Yeah, 10 years as a band and his 21st.
Like, how old is he?
That's awesome. Yeah, I mean, I've definitely rocked a JanSport cooler, a.k.a. just beer in the backpack.
Oh, yeah.
So
Yeah.
JanSport cooler.
the JanSport cooler, man, that's what it's called.
Wow.
Yeah, it works best when it's below zero outside for some
Oh,
reason.
right.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
So we're going to ask you, too, about some of the other projects. I know me and my buddy just picked up the CD you did with Charlie Barons, and let me tell you, I've done some supper club shuffles in my house.
Oh, yeah.
I'm going to be honest with you. It's so cool, man.
It's an instant classic. It's up there with, like, Elvis's Christmas CD.
I mean, who hasn't fought with old Bob at the old supper club? Hey, that's not your fish there, guy.
Yeah.
Hey,
Yeah, well, that whole record, like, and, part of why Charlie's such a funny dude is, like, he's not pulling this stuff out of thin air.
No, it exists.
It's real.
Like, all of this stuff is rooted in some sense of reality, and it's like he's more so just great at pointing out irony and
Yeah,
Right.
no, for sure.
how absurd some of these kind of Wisconsin tropes are.
Yeah, it's funny because I love how he like over exaggerates it too. You know what I mean? Like my grandpa, of course, was like, "Oh, hey there," or no, but he like,
Yeah.
I love it. Like he just has it like nailed. It's like so over the top and so good.
I was with this friend of mine last night, this gal Tasha, and we were laughing because she was maybe on her like third or fourth glass of wine or something. And suddenly, like, we weren't talking about this or anything. We weren't talking about anything Wisconsin. Suddenly, she had the thickest Wisconsin accent. It was just, like, unbelievable. And, I noticed that. Like, the more, like, beers you put down, like, the thicker your accent becomes in Wisconsin.
Oh, yeah.
It's like some kind of slur of some sort.
The O's get dragged out real long. So
Right. So,
That's when we all become better at sports or darts or whatever the hell we're doing, and we become brave. And it's all started with that that thick syrup of an accent that we get.
Well, hell, we'll get so brave we'll even chainsaw a hole in the ice and jump in it.
Exactly.
oh right. Hey, you don't even need pants when you're that liquored up. I'm gonna be honest with you. I'll jump in there. I don't care.
Yeah.
I don't care.
Snow pants, no pants, doesn't matter.
Yeah, no,
Who cares?
it's true.
Above 30s, you don't have to wear shirties. That's just the saying. It goes.
Yep.
So.
Well, Charlie is a pleasure to work with on so many levels. Like he's aside from being hilarious, he's like a genuinely really good dude, and just a good thing for the state of Wisconsin. It's really funny that I'll get people who still like from outside of the state hit me up, and they're like, "Have you seen this guy?" Like, of course that we put a record out together,
It's so funny because I never realized like my parents used to swear all the time, but they weren't swear words. They're like "holy smokes" or "cripes" or "fudge" or and I never realized that was like just a Wisconsin thing.
You went to school and you said fudge under your breath, and you're like, you thought it was the worst.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Cripes.
Man, I was out in Wyoming, and I said, the saying, "It's a horse apiece."
Oh
There you go.
yeah.
And the people were just like, "What are you talking
The
about?"
hell is this guy talking about? It's like, what?
Like,
Haven't you ever played Wisconsin bar dice, you idiot?
Yeah.
The horse it's a horse apiece. Bring him back.
Yeah.
All right,
So,
Adam.
yeah, we've got our own language here in Scott.
Yeah,
Definitely.
for sure. There's definitely a lot of slang, and it's hard to explain, especially when you're out in LA. So I recently said, "Hey, you guys," to a group of women and men, And the women took so much offense to it. I'm like, hey, I'm from Wisconsin. Just give me a break here, you guys.
Yep.
Hey.
You know, I'm dating a girl down in Nashville, and she gets like irritated that I'll say like "love ya."
Oh yeah.
You know, like yeah,
Oh.
like she thinks that like the "ya" is like reserved for like your buddy. Or
Yeah.
something,
Yeah, right.
You know, and I'm like, no, like "ya." In my world here,
It's you.
"ya" and "you" are the same thing. There's
Absolutely.
literally no
Completely
difference
interchangeable.
whatsoever.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, she's like, no. She's like, come on.
Yeah, for sure.
Oh man, I tell you.
For Christ's sake.
Yeah.
All right, Adam, before we let you go today, we have about 10 questions to find out how Wisconsin you are. And I know you're going to pass these with flying colors, obviously. So, all right,
Great.
first one. Where do you consider to be up north Wisconsin?
Up north, well, you know, that's probably north of 29 or north of 8. You know.
Oh,
64.
eight is that's my go-to.
Yeah.
Like north
8.
of Rhinelander, that's where you're up there.
Well, it depends on where you're from, you know, because if you're from Milwaukee or Madison, then I feel like you surely think up north is like once you hit Wausau.
True.
Right,
True.
right.
Like
You know?
Yeah, right. Exactly.
But
It's a
for
tough
me
question.
here in Point, you know, up north is more like Merrill. You know?
Exactly.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. And to your point, it really is. I mean, it's all relative because
Matter of perspective.
Exactly.
Right.
I'm from Elkhorn originally, which I could spit on Illinois, which I did often. And I always thought, hey, you know what? Up north, I guess the Dells? Anything north of that was.
Yeah, for sure.
But yeah, I mean, I have been properly educated on exactly what the hell I was doing. And
That's an interesting one, man. It really, really is.
Yeah.
Like I've heard this conversation occur before, and it's a matter of perspective. And you know, like if you look at it from like a natural resource or like geography perspective, you know, where the central sands meets like the northern pineries, that's kind of like the Northwoods.
Yeah, that
You
is
know?
true. Actually, it is like where you have all your ironwoods, your horntails, and
God,
Yeah,
you know,
like,
you guys are
where
making
that
me hot.
transition happens is kind of the Northwoods.
are you getting
Like-
this guy's getting a cedar over there?
Speaking
Come on
of
now.
northern pines, you guys
Yeah.
talking is just getting me rowdy. I like it.
That's all.
All right, so next one we got for you. Have you ever hit a deer?
Have I? No.
I mean, it can be in a bar
That's-
fight
that's
too
impressive.
if you want. Like, if you've ever
Well,
just
you know, I've
walked
shot
outside
deer.
and it looks at you
Yeah.
differently.
You know, I've had some hella close calls.
Good.
Frequently, in fact. You know, the kind of one where you're like, did I just like kind of hit that? You know?
Did I just absolutely take out that whole ancestry right now? Whoops.
But you know, no, I've never actually straight up thunked one. I did have a old '99 Ford Exploder, you know,
Oh,
Yeah,
after
oh,
yeah.
the 4.0.
and I got off tour, and you know, it had been a long tour, a couple weeks, and we had driven through the night after a show, I think in Chicago, and we get back, and I went to I wanted to go to the Packer game. It was a noon game, you know.
Yep.
And we've been driving through the night in the bus, you know, and maybe we get to my house about 9:30. So I gotta go. I'm gonna catch kickoff at noon, and it's a snowstorm, you know, which none of this was really a great idea in retrospect. so I get in the Ford Explorer and I'm driving down like, and then I decide that like for some reason I think the county highways are gonna be better. So I'm taking the county highways from my house. Like I'm like kind of up by like, kind of like north of like Rosholt, like you know, kind
Sure.
of trying to like, go hook into 29 up there. And man, I hit an icy patch, and that Ford Explorer flew off the county highway into a farm field. Like, and I'm talking like not a little off the highway, like really far into
Good.
this farm field. And I'm like, huh. I'm like, okay, well, what do you do now? And I just put it in 4-wheel drive. Drove out of the farm field, got back on the highway, and drove in 4-wheel drive, cleared a Lambo, and was in my
I think that farmer owes you a little bit of money for doing some farm work for him.
Yeah.
Honestly.
You flagged down the trail
plowing.
groomer and you said, hey, could you get me a path here?
Yeah. I miss the Ford Explorers, man. Those things are tanks.
Oh yeah, they can handle a beating.
That's what I had. I had a 2000 Ford Explorer, the 4.0 with the go on the fly 4-wheel drive or whatever. And same thing. Somebody blew a stop sign, but not really on purpose. They were trying to stop, but the roads were icy, and
oh sure,
that's what took mine out.
Wow, yeah, but they were gas guzzlers, but boy were they.
Yeah,
they were built Ford tough.
They were.
Oh, right on.
Build them like they used to, kind of a deal.
Yeah.
No, that's definitely for sure. So next question we got for you, Adam. Beer brats. What beer do you recommend using?
Point Special.
Point Special. I'm gonna have to give that a shot. That's next on my list for sure.
I am a prideful Stevens Point native, and so Point Special is your traditional lager, and it just seems like the appropriate. It's just what it provides, that certain flair. For the bite and the brat. It's just kind of the. I think it's the right move. A close second would have to be. No, just Point Special.
Point Special.
Yeah,
All right, we got that on our list. We're trying that.
Now, is that also the same beer you would use on a fish fry as well for a beer batter?
Probably, although I was up there with Charlie once, and the Leinenkugel brothers were there.
Okay,
and
Jacob and who's the other one?
Or I can't remember who. I don't think it was. Well, maybe it was Jake and another one. I can't remember his name.
There's too many of them.
Yeah.
There's just so many.
Oh, great.
Well, anyhow, they made a hell of a good fish fry using Liney's, so there's that.
Yeah.
But, I don't know. I like to do it with Point because, you make your fish fry and then you just, you pull out another can, you poke a hole in it, and
heck yeah.
Next thing you know, you're guzzling down and you're shotgunning a beer, And,
you got
next thing you know, you're accidentally shotgunning a beer.
Yeah.
I've been in that situation.
Whoops, there's a hole in my. Whoop, there she goes.
Oh, is this my car keys in my hand that I'm poking this hole in this beer? Son of a gun, not again.
Oh boy, yeah. Well, it's that time of year now. There's something about like ice fishing and shotgunning a beer. They kind of go like.
I agree. You couldn't set a tip up without shotgunning a beer. I'll tell you that much.
You couldn't. Your hands wouldn't. It wouldn't go.
Wouldn't work properly.
With this weather, though, you got to be careful of the ice Fu Manchu.
Yeah,
that's for sure.
Oh man, yeah. Yesterday I was at Snowshoe and I had that going on for sure.
Yes.
The ice Fu Manchu. It happens to us all.
Man. Yeah, it's pretty negative out there right now.
It ain't positive.
There's negative vibes all around today. So
yeah.
All right, next one I got for you. Have you ever been to Summerfest, and do you have a memorable band?
Yeah, well, Horseshoes has played Summerfest a number of times.
Right on.
Yep.
And actually always have had memorable shows at Summerfest. I mean, what an iconic time. Now, as far as the show that I fondly recall, there's two that are like pretty crazy. One was Paul Simon.
Okay.
Cool.
And that was cool, because that's like such a bucket list kind of a dude.
Absolutely.
And he played there the night before we did. So we got to go in there in the big amphitheater and watch him, and man, did he put on a good show. What a talented dude,
Could you imagine Paul Simon lyrics today, though? Like, tucked back in an alley with a roly-poly little fat-faced girl. Not gonna go over too well in today's market.
No, not so much. Not so much, but it's art.
I know, right?
But it's art.
You say things that you couldn't say.
That's right.
To the guys of art, but yeah. So
cool.
Him, he was a trip, and then a weird one is, I don't know if you guys ever got into Dispatch.
Oh yeah, of course. Yeah.
Yeah, they were, I was into them, especially in high school, and they, did like a reunion run, and one of them was at Summerfest, and
Cool.
man, that was just crazy to see.
Yeah,
Just
I mean,
because it's like such a flashback to like high school, debauchery at parties and listening to, the General and
Yeah.
things like that. Bats in the Belfry.
yeah, great shows for sure too. Them and OAR seems to always put on decent shows on the side stages, and
They're like always
they're
there.
I
always
know,
there.
right?
And Third Eye Blind is like they'll play
yeah.
2 nights in a
For
row.
sure.
It'll just be OAR, and then the next night on the same stage at 10 o'clock, it'll always be Third Eye Blind.
Yeah, totally. Man, OAR is another like high school soundtrack.
Yeah.
Like,
Crazy
that-
Game of Poker. It took
Yeah. Oh
30
my
minutes
God.
to listen to that song.
I know, Johnny Devil down with his best friend, me and the man, he left this falling down. Yeah, man, I remember playing. You just felt so damn cool playing poker in high school.
Oh,
yeah.
100%. That was that World Series time, too. Everybody was just watching the World Series of Poker for like the first time ever.
That's right.
Thanks,
That's right.
thanks for Lady Gaga keeping it going with Poker Face there,
Yeah.
guy.
Yeah.
And that roly-poly pig in the alley or whatever you said
Oh,
earlier.
yeah.
Poker face,
Yeah.
roly-poly pig in
Paul
the alley.
Simon kept it going for sure. All right, Adam, before we let you go, I got 2 more questions for you. So the next one, is there a supper club we have to check out in our listeners?
Yeah, one that I recently really enjoyed is up outside of Neilsville.
Okay.
So Neilsville is pretty out there in the middle of nowhere. What do you call that? Kind of like, I guess it would be north west of Marshfield.
Okay.
Right.
On Highway 10. There's this crazy place there, man. It's called the Silver Dome Ballroom. And
Cool.
It's iconic. It's a National Register of Historic Places building, and it's notable because, Johnny Cash played there.
What?
And
Cool.
yeah, and Neil Young when he was in Buffalo Springfield.
Ooh,
And
great.
I mean, I'm talking about a bunch of crazy ass
That's cool.
historic acts played this place.
That's awesome.
And we got it in our mind to go play there. Even though it's so far from a metropolis that it was kind of a bizarre business.
Right.
Yeah. Kind of
People would have to travel,
you got a little bit of a Deliverance feel when you're just trying to get a Bloody
Oh,
Mary.
Dude,
Yeah.
totally. That's totally that vibe. But to that point, there's a supper club out there called the Wildcat Inn.
Okay.
And that place, man, we went there for dinner that night. And it was so good. Really ridiculously delicious. Everybody loved their stuff, and they had a mean old fashioned,
Of course.
So I'd supper club shuffle my ass back there, and
Right on.
Hell yeah.
So Wildcat Inn, is
You
there a
heard
lot
it
of
here.
is there a lot of spicy cougars in Wildcat
Yeah.
Inn?
Back alley cats.
Back alley cats.
Yeah.
Oh,
But
man.
also, yeah, I mean, not really. They're not
Okay, it's
affiliated.
I just looked it up. It's called the Wildcat. Not
The Wildcat. Okay.
Okay.
Cool.
The
Well,
Wildcat.
the Wildcat.
Oh no, here it's listed as the Wildcat Inn. Yeah, I don't know.
Holy smokes. They don't
It's
even know
like
what the hell they're called.
It's not sure, but here they say the Google reviews are great selection, gourmet quality, excellent service. Great food at a really good price. The lamb burger was great.
Lamb burger.
That's something you don't hear.
Ooh, and
Holy
then you got
smokes.
somebody who's pretty upset. The fish and fries were overcooked, far too crispy.
Hey, that's I like crunchy
Far
fry.
too crispy? Come on.
Far too crispy.
Right.
This was far too crispy for my liking. I will never attend the Wildcat Inn again.
Yeah,
All right, that guy was clearly from New York or something.
Illinois.
something like
Or
that.
Illinois.
Possibly Illinois.
Those guys are questionable.
So Adam, this one isn't one of the questions, but have you ever been to La Tigre Lounge?
What?
La Tigre.
It's-
it rings a bell.
Sounds like Napoleon
It's
Dynamite.
in Madison, and everything is covered in wildcat skins. Everything. It is
that
like
the one that. Where is that?
it's in Madison.
Where in Madison?
It's like right on the west side there as you're heading out of town to go towards like Baraboo.
I know what you're talking
It's
about.
so wild.
I think I have been there.
It's like a spicy jungle. Like
Yeah.
I can't explain it to
Like a
anyone.
spicy jungle.
I can't explain it any other words than a
Yep,
spicy jungle.
Straight out of yeah. Oof.
It's the
spicy jungle.
It's the Jungle Book of Madison.
Yeah.
I'm throwing it out there. So
European gigolo over there.
Yeah,
Hey.
I look forward to getting down there.
definitely grab a little tiger man
Watch-
thong, head on in there, and you're gonna fit in.
Watch out
they
for
won't
the
even see you.
poachers.
So, all right, Adam. Last question for you. Is there a brewery or a brewery tour in Wisconsin you recommend our listeners go check out?
Well, Central Waters Brewing Company is our home brewery here.
Love it.
Aside from the Point Brewery, and Central Waters is awesome on so many levels. They do a beer, HHG Americana Pale Ale, that aside from it being like the Horseshoes beer, I actually really love the way that tastes too.
Amen.
So of course, Central Waters, I have an allegiance to them.
Right on.
For sure. For many reasons. I do have kind of a funny story, Everybody celebrates New Glarus,
Yeah.
And I, too, have, in my life, celebrated New Glarus. And we were down there, Horseshoes was, doing a 2-night run. This was years ago. We were playing 2 nights at the Majestic Theater. This is before we started doing the Sylvie thing.
Okay, yeah.
And we play the first night. We have a hoot, I remember partying after the show. And we decide the next morning that we should go do the New Glarus Brewery Tour. So, what do they call it? The washer effect, where you party the night before and you have a beer the next day. And you suddenly find yourself lit up again.
Yep.
Well, that basically happened to us, and which was a little weird because we had another show that night, but but we had a beer over there. And we're doing the brewery tour, which, if I remember right, the brewery tour is like self-guided.
It is, yeah. They don't have any like tour guides or anything, yeah.
Yeah, you just kind of walk through or whatever. And then at the end, we ended up over at that
the patio thing?
Yeah, like a clubhouse thing. We were inside though.
Okay.
And beers are happening, and we bust in to sing songs. If you've ever seen Horseshoes, like one thing that we occasionally will do is crowd around the mic and do like the Rattling Bog or Barley Mow or some a cappella number. And in the haze of the washer effect and probably a couple more beers and starting to feel lubed up, we start singing these songs, man, and like all these people that are also there are just like a mixture of what the hell is going on and whoa, this is really cool. And suddenly there's like a bunch of people around us, it's probably 50 people like around us singing these songs and just like cheersing, and everything's getting rowdy. And suddenly this employee, like, it seemed like he was like the manager of at the time, of the brewery, like breaks through this crowd of people and basically shuts this down.
What?
Yeah, he's like no more. And like everyone's like, what? Like, why would you're in a brewery, like what's wrong with this? And then to this day I don't know if this was a joke or not, because inevitably all these people that were listening to us kind of like gave this guy flack. And I remember being pissed and like saying like that was lame as hell or something to the guy.
Yeah.
And he said that's an Irish song. This is a German brewery.
What?
Yeah.
Are you serious?
And I don't know if he was serious or if that was a joke because, you know, obviously if he's serious, that's like such a bizarre thing to say.
Right.
You know? And, you know, if it was a joke, it just wasn't a very good one.
Yeah.
And so anyhow, that's like a bizarre memory I have. I remember leaving and just being like, what just even happened?
Yeah, right.
Like, so damn weird. So that's a brewery tour memory for you.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Oh, and honorable mention because of its name is the Grumpy Troll. You
Yeah.
know, in
We
Mount
just had those
Oro.
guys on. They're awesome.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah. We did.
No
We-
kidding.
We had
Are
Central
they pretty
Waters
cool?
too, actually, just recently. Central
You
Waters.
talked
and-
to Anello?
Yeah,
We did,
Anello's
yep.
awesome.
Yep.
Oh, cool.
He's a great guy.
Yeah. I love that dude.
He's
so
a cool
much.
dude.
Yeah, his we were just recently talking because his son's getting in and playing guitar.
Awesome.
So we were chatting about that. But man, there's a lot of great breweries, you know, across the state. My friend, who I'm in one of the projects with called the High Hawks, he's got a distillery called the La Crosse Distilling Company, and they're doing some really, really good stuff too with this Field Notes vodka and gin, and then there's like this rock and rye and this like this light whiskey. Like, is there some cool stuff going on there too?
Nice.
Awesome, Adam. Thank you so much for your time today. We really appreciate it. We loved having you on. This
Yeah.
is such a pleasure for us. Like, you're literally like the Paul Bunyan. You're like a Paul Bunyan in our state, man.
Yes.
Like, honestly, it's so awesome. I saw the email. I'm like, dude, he is Paul Bunyan of Wisconsin. You know what? We're
real life, man.
It's awesome.
It's a pleasure to talk to you guys, man. Super, super cool, and I love what you got going on here, man.
But
Pretty neat.
yeah, I know the Packers aren't in the Super Bowl, but still try to enjoy your Sunday.
Yeah, right.
You know, there's a rift in the house right now about, you know, there's someone who likes Tom Brady and respects Tom Brady, and then there's me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm in your boat there.
I'm in your boat.
Yeah.
All right, Adam. You have a good Sunday.
Absolutely.
All right, nice
All right.
to chat with you guys. Be well.
All
Yeah,
right,
take
thanks.
it easy. Bye.
Bye.
Cheers.
All right, that concludes this episode of Wisconsin Drunken History Podcast.
If you enjoyed this vulgar display of Wisconsin, please like and subscribe on whatever streaming platform you prefer. And remember to hit the bell on YouTube to be notified when we release new content.
Also, if you have any suggestions or ideas for future episodes, please send us an email at widrunkenhistory@gmail.com or head over to our Facebook and Instagram pages.
Thanks again for listening, and remember, as always,
Watch out for deer on your way home.